Kenneth Horton was one of the first to contract the virus and was hospitalized for 35 days on a ventilator in ICU and spent 20 days in a coma. Kenneth and his wife Shirley join us today to share their experience. Welcome to The Loft, Kenneth and Shirley.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey, and I'm enjoying the fact that on the show today, we are highlighting positive stories coming out of COVID-19. Now, Kenneth, from what we know so far, you were already in hospital when you found out that you had COVID-19. How did that process go for you?
Yeah, well, I was feeling very weak before I went to the hospital. I went to the ER. They sent me home. They thought I had diarrhea, which was not correct. Then I went, that was on the 2nd of April. On the 5th of April, or the Sunday, I went back again. And then they admitted me straight into hospital because they did a scan and they found that I had 3 lumps in my bladder. And that's what I had the operation on the Monday. And then from there, unfortunately, I can't tell you much. You'll have to ask my wife because then I was put into a coma and everything.
Now, Shirley, I'm sure this must have been a trying time for your family, and it must have been extremely hard. And I'm sure that you've received lots of support from family and your friends, but how did the doctors and the nurses support you?
Belisa, it was obviously a very, very trying time for us because of the lockdown, we couldn't obviously see or go to the hospital. So after, he was admitted and after the operation, when he came around, he was still very tired, which is why he went to the hospital in the first place. But unfortunately, his lungs just didn't cooperate and it just got worse and worse. And then he was obviously put into a coma. But the doctors, the physicians, the nurses, all the staff, they were absolutely fantastic. The doctor that took care of him in ICU gave me a phone call every morning, every afternoon, updated me religiously of exactly what they were doing with Kenny, what the machines in positions were, what his blood test results were. The staff was excellent. I mean, really, we cannot complain. They were really, really fantastic.
I think it's so special when those in the healthcare profession almost feel like an extension of your family because you physically couldn't be there. You had to be at home and your husband was on his own there in ICU. But you could have faith and you could trust that those that are taking care of him are the best hands to do so. And I'm sure also with some medical jargon and some communication, there's things that you needed to be explained and further broken down for you to understand. And that help was appreciated.
Absolutely. I mean, as you're saying, there was a lot of medical jargon and, but I would then, exactly, I would stop the physician and say to him, what does that exactly mean? Where are we going from here? What is exactly going to happen now? And it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, he spoke to me every morning, explained to me when they were going to turn Kenny onto his stomach to obviously assist the lungs in breathing, when they were adjusting machines. It was absolutely fantastic. I also even had my GP calling me, on a daily basis and checking with us to say, what was going on with Kenny. And obviously he gave me his input as well. So the physicians, the doctors, the nurses, they were all fantastic. I even had one of the sisters from the ICU call me one morning and say to me, look, I know you can't come and see your husband, but are you available or are you up to seeing a video call of him? They would obviously, him being in the coma, just do a video call with him. And I declined that for the simple reason that, because Kenny was so critical that if something went wrong, I didn't want to remember seeing him on all the ventilators, all the pipes, and all the things going in and out of him. So I rejected that. But it was available, they were prepared to do that for us.
The option was there, and I love the fact that you honoured the memory of your husband, even though at that moment you weren't sure, it was a bit touch and go. But Kenneth, congratulations. You are sitting next to your wife, still holding that #1 spot down as Obey. I can see you guys all loved up. Now, how are you feeling, Kenneth, now that you have survived the virus? And what has the home recovery been like?
Yeah, Nico, when I came home, I had to walk with a walking ring because I couldn't walk on my own yet. But obviously, I'm a determined person and I never give up. And I started walking with a ring. And after probably a week, I was able then to walk on my own. And now I'm fine. I believe I'm back to where I was before.
Do you have any special words for the frontline workers who are assisting COVID patients and for those who have loved ones in hospital for COVID?
Well, I believe they should just have faith and believe that the man above will pull them through, because that's what pulled me through, I'm absolutely sure. And, they must just be positive, not sort of think, well, I'm going to die, or whatever the case may be, but just be positive, and that's what I was. I was positive that when I was awake after, obviously, the coma after 15 days, I was positive.
I also think we really need to thank the medical staff and all the workers, because they are really putting their lives in danger every day going to work to come and look after our loved ones, and that is really appreciated.
We had to end off on that positive note. Thank you for your contribution, Shirley. Thank you so much for holding down your man through it all. And Kenneth, congratulations. We definitely celebrate your health here on Afternoon Express. And thank you for sharing this vulnerable story.
Very much.
It's an absolute pleasure. Bye-bye.
What an incredible story of surviving this deadly virus. And a huge thank you to all of our frontline workers. South Africa, this is not the time to be silenced. We want to hear your voice, and thanking the frontline workers and all those in the medical profession. Head over to our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express and give those words of thanks.